Hey everyone, I just wanted to touch base with you all through a video announcement. I'm about halfway through the Oedipus essays and I'll finish up tonight. I just wanted to go over a few points that I'm still continuing to see that need to be absolutely clean, taken care of, edited for the final revision for that research paper that is due next week. First off, one of the issues that I've seen is something that all of you learned in elementary school. You need to know how to punctuate titles. Plays, short stories, poems, do they get italics or do they get quotation marks? And actually, plays you're going to italicize. Poems, the ones that we've been dealing with, will get quotation marks. Short stories get quotation marks. Books get underlined. So please make sure that you have that, because I will count off without a second thought as we're getting down to the end. And the same thing when we get to the final next week. If you use wrong punctuation, then it will be reflected in your grade. The big thing, though, that I'm still seeing is issues with thesis statements. They're missing from this essay, and I think part of the reason why they're missing, I think some of you got used to taking the prompt and using what was given to you in the prompt, which is what you were supposed to be doing. With this last one, however, it was kind of left up to you to tell how you were going to prove your argument, or how you were going to prove your point. And that's missing on almost everybody's thesis statement. So on your comments, if I comment about thesis statement, that is really where you need to start, is building that thesis statement correctly. I will try to post a worksheet that might be helpful to y'all as far as how to build a thesis statement, even though you do have this handbook. This handbook talks about thesis statements, so please use it. Also, evidence. You're doing much better with evidence. It's good. The commentary, though, on this, what I've seen with the play, you're giving plot description rather than actually analyzing what Freud, what insights that gives you into the conflict. So instead of analyzing, you're doing much more plot description. No plot description, please. That will earn you no points. If you don't do commentary that is analytical, then you are losing points that way too. Your research that you're doing using the JSU library should add to and refine your analysis. So if you're struggling with that, the research will help you. Right quick, what you want to do for research, if you're struggling with that, you go to the library website, and then up at the top it's got a place where you can put in keywords and use the gem. You can use that search feature and then click the search. And when you go into your research, you can refine that by choosing publications from 2019. I'll let y'all have 10 years, so 2009 to 2019. Also, you might want to check off the box full text so that the articles you pull up, you can actually read. Another hint, what I usually do when I'm researching is I will figure out if I like an article, I'll email it to myself, and then I'll do all my research trying to figure out what I'd like to use first, and then I'll go back and read and do annotations. You can also click on Cite on the library website, and it will give you your citation. You can copy and paste, but and do that into a Word document. You still need to make sure that your spacing is correct and that it follows the guidelines. I've used the library to cite things in APA before, and they actually gave it to me wrong. So you do want to double check, but that's an easy way to get you started. Transitions, I've been preaching this all semester. Look up online transitions, print out a word list for yourself. Again, go back to the handy dandy book. Pronouns, that's another thing. Do not use first or second person personal pronouns like I, us, we, you. Don't use those. You can use he, his, their, and theirs. That's fine. But first and second, you do not need to use those at all. Paragraph lengths. Okay. Typically, a paragraph in high school should be around 5 to 7 sentences. For your research paper, because you are adding research to it, then you're going to be looking along the lines of paragraphs that have 10 sentences in them. So go through and check your sentences. If you write a bunch of short sentences that equal 10, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. So don't be surprised if you get counted off on that one. Lastly, citations. We're getting better, much better. Please make sure that you are paying attention to what I say about your citations so that they are correct. Because I've noticed that some of the citations, you're not going by the format that's in the book. And the great news is at JSU we are going to have basically a format sheet for all of our 101 and 102 students to use so that there's consistency amongst the classes, and that will help everyone. If you have questions, please email me. Check the dates due. My head is still spinning, so I think I put the research paper for later next week to give you enough time to research and add to it. And that's really all you have to do except for the final exam, which will be a writing prompt that I will give you the normal amount of time for and that you will write off. And it will be something with choice. And you'll probably, thinking off the top of my head, have 3 choices to choose from. Probably one for drama, one for poetry, and one for short stories. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great finals week. It'll all be over soon.